Hey everyone, Jason at Hard Money Bankers. In order to have a successful hard money lending company, you need to have a solid origination system, an origination system that works on the fly, that works on the move, and you can point and click and get through it quickly. Since we started our company about 11 years ago, we've gone through several loan origination softwares, some mortgage industry stuff like Point and Encompass, some other industry stuff. Most of that stuff was super expensive, wasn't all that intuitive, and just didn't work on the fly like we wanted. We wanted to use something that was super simple. We could quote loans. We could look at the borrower data. Everyone in our office could share back and forth. We could export it into our current pipeline so we know how many deals we had, things like that. So a few years back, you can call it coded, but we developed this Google Sheet. And I want to share with you how pretty simple this thing is, but also you need a proper origination system, stuff that merges into loan docs, stuff that merges into everything. So you have all the information. So in the system that we developed after kind of going through so many different ones, and I'm going to share this with you so you see how it sets up, there's quoting and then there's borrower data. And after we have the quoting, which is the numbers, the borrower data is all the information related to the borrower, then everything else down the line gets spit out, and it's super simple. So depending on what you guys currently use, like we used Point for a long time and everything was set in there. But the problem is it was like server based. It didn't work great. Everyone in our office couldn't access it. We couldn't get docs out of it. So it was clunky. This thing works very, very well. But no matter what origination software you use, I want to make sure you have, you understand kind of what you put in there. So in this particular case, there's a sample one with an address. Everything gets plugged and played in here. All you need to do is fill out this yellow stuff and everything else is done for you. So for instance, if I want to change the loan amount to $100,000, I can do that and it's fine. And everything down the road goes. So everything here is in here. Loan amount, points, rates, earnest money deposit, purchase price, payoff, rehab amount, after repair value, number of draws, commitment fee, valuation fee, total company costs, attorney doc prep, attorney title review, prepaid interest, terms, broker fee, credit score, or credit score as well. So all that stuff is the important stuff. And then it pushes through all this down the line, right? Now there's a few cool things on here. Tells you exactly what their cash to close is. So if they buy it for $100,000, $30,000 in work. No, I'm sorry. If they buy it for $150,000, $30,000 in work, and our loan's $100,000, they're going to need $92,000 at closing. And also, if they buy this, the cool thing is it gives you a quick profit analyzer for your borrower. So it tells them that they're going to make about $27,000 on this flip. So it's good to know. The reason why we like this is we can be in the car, we can be in our office. Someone else could take these calls for us. We could go through just a brief breakdown without doing any underwriting and spit based on based on some really quick numbers. We go through everything here and we have templates set up for all of these for different areas that we lend in and stuff like that. And it spits out exactly what their cash to close is. So if someone calls me and says, hey, I'm buying the property for, $95,000. It needs $20,000 in work. It's worth $200,000. Let's say it needs $40,000 in work. It needs 200, or the ARV is 200. And I'm not saying that that's the right ARV, but for the purpose of this, we can kind of determine it. The loan officer can scroll down and say, okay, 65%, that's what we lend off of. We lend 130. And that means, okay, borrower, you're going to need $19,408 to close. And based on your numbers, you're going to make a profit of $23,000. So we have that set up. I don't know exactly why we have an 80 LTV in here, but you can put all your cheat sheet LTVs so you can be on the phone with somebody and determine exactly what the LTV is quickly. The reason we have this is one of our sales guys takes this, they just copy this, they put it in an email to me and they say, Jason, they're buying it for 95, it needs 40 in work, 20 ARV. This is approximately their credit score that they put in there. They're reselling it, or refinancing it, these flips, and we'll verify all this stuff, but it's the basic stuff. But I love this function right here because I copy this, I put this into an email and say, hey, borrower, it's nice to work with you. These is what your cash to close is going to be. By the way, this is what your net profit is. So double check that. So that's all the numbers. Then we move on to borrower data. All the borrower data is in yellow. We have property information if we have multiple cross collateral properties. You can fill out the closing date and things like that. Here are all the fees that go through. If there's a broker fee, you can do that. Borrower, guarantor, all there. You pick who the loan officer is if you want, and then you put your service providers. So we have different lending entities depending on the state and things like that. So we do We have different attorneys for some of the loan docs. So all that stuff spits out. Now, this is the cool stuff. Everything gets spit here. So we send two things to our borrowers up front, the estimated use of funds and a lending intent. Here's the estimated use of funds. All this information is pre-populated in. To get all of this information in here, all I had to do was type in a few things on quoting. Just these things, basic questions. So I'm putting these together while I'm on the phone with these borrowers. Even if I'm on my phone, it works because it's a Google sheet. So it's super simple. Okay, so here's all the information related to it. And here's their estimated use of funds. And they have it spit out. I can do it in literally 30 seconds. Some of these things are so quick. Most of these numbers, honestly, I know off the top of my head because I've quoted so many loans, but people want to see documents. So I send this to them and it's official. Also, if I put in all my information, if I pick me as the, some other information, all my data can be populated through here. So my phone number, stuff like that. If this was a refinance and not a purchase, this would be the refinance one. Here's an instant pre-approval. If you need to send a pre-approval to them, all their information's populated. Here's our lending intent. So the lending intent goes right to them with all the information, cash to close. Here's our closing checklist. Because what happens is after this thing's originated, I give it to our processor, Terry, and then she has access to this. Everyone has access to these in our office. And then she'll print this out, put it on top of the file, and then she'll check these off as things are getting completed. Here's a loan app. So a lot of our borrowers, we don't ask them to fill out loan apps, paper loan apps, because we have them online to begin with. So it just spits out this information. We put it in the closing package for them to sign it at closing. Here's our loan info form that we send to our attorney. So they have all the documents, so they know exactly what the terms are to do the loan docs for us. We have a quick write-up if you want to share, hey, here's an overview of what the deal is. So maybe like Chris in the office, doesn't know the full deal or the full breakdown, or somebody in the office wants to review it, but they don't know the full breakdown. Hey, here, just go to the loan write-up tab. It'll tell you everything in a second. And then we have a conversation log if we want to go back and forth of what happened. So that's it. That's our loan origination system. I mean, I'd like to say it's super simple. It obviously took a long time for us to code and get this thing tailored and calculations ahead of time, but it works out really great and it works. So make sure you have a loan origination system. This business works on a phone. You have a phone and an iPad and a computer, or not even a good computer, like it works fine. That's all you really need. The phone call comes in. Hey, James, how you doing? Yep. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, give me the numbers real quick. And let me see. Okay, so you're buying it for $95. Okay, good. I'll put the $95 in there. You're buying it. It's $40 in construction. Okay. And what's your ARV? $200. Okay. So I'm just going to put like 3 draws down here. Commitment fee. Obviously, all this stuff's editable. Okay. All right. Well, based on what you're saying, I think I can lend like $130,000. Does that work for you? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, you're going to need about $19,000 cash to close. And also seems like a pretty decent deal because you're going to be making a 15%, rate of return on the project, plus your cash on cash returns well over 100%, which is strong. And your net profit is going to be about $23,000. How's that sound? Okay, good. Blah, 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 blah. The cool part is most of our borrowers are repeat borrowers, and the future of your deals, hopefully in the future, will also be repeat borrowers. So you just go to file and make a copy, and then you have another one. The other thing is let's say you're ready to send this to them. You just go to PDF. Oops, I did the wrong one. Sorry. You go to this. I can either print or I can just download as a PDF. And there it is right there. Print it out, nice and pretty, send it to them, have them sign it if you want, call today. Hopefully you found this helpful. More great videos from Hard Money Bankers and Hard Money Business coming soon. Please reach out to us if you need anything. This is what we do. We do a lot of hard money loans on a regular basis, as you can see from my passion and from moving quick on this. Like, I know what I'm doing. We've been doing this for a really long time, and it's a lot of fun for us. We like doing this. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Until next time.